fairly without any bias. So it's senior one versus senior three. That's a very difficult combination. S1, S3. It's going to be a serious battle. Debate is a double battle. If you are not trained and then you get to parliament tomorrow, you will not have the skill of battling verbally. You will end up fighting and misrepresenting our country in parliament. So it's a verbal battle where you're going to have your claims out there with reason. What people say is just a claim, but when they back it up with reason, it becomes a serious argument. And the point that the judges will credit. So let us start off this debate with our letter, our chairperson, who is someone very neutral. She's in A level, so she won't be biased. And the judges also won't be biased. I don't think a teacher can be biased. Okay, let's start.
Good afternoon, everybody. You all look pretty and ready to pay attention and cheer on your friends. Okay, so still silence, please. It's a grand afternoon, if you ask me. We are having our motion being examinations are the leading cause of stress and mental health issues, which is something you all relate with personally. Yeah, so that's the motion. We're going to decide which side is going to be either the affirmative or negation, yes, and we have three speakers. Our first on, I'm not really sure, but the Form 1 team will be Nava, Honorable Nava. We have our second being Honorable Haley, and our third being Honorable Kristen. And then for the Form 3 team, we have our first speaker being Anne, Honorable Anne, our second speaker, Honorable Trevor, and our third speaker, Honorable Diane. So before I give you any more insights on this, we're going to have our prayer, our school prayer, the national anthem, and the school anthem, led by Monet on three. So let's all rise up, please. We're going to have our prayer and anthem. Yeah.
We lay our future in thy hand. United people, liberty together will always stand. Your sense of excellence and opportunity. Taibah. In pride we rise, we abide. Routine work combined with effort, and resourceful teachers out. We are training both body and mind. We are same education with a difference. Rise up and shine, high up and high. Taibah International School. Oh, Taibah, oh, Taibah, oh, Taibah. You are center of excellence and opportunity. Oh, Taibah, oh, Taibah, oh, Taibah. In pride we rise, we
Go.
Thank you so very much, Monday. Thank you for that. Okay, let's maintain order. Yes, I have already given you the options. Examination, this house. Yeah, we believe that examinations are the leading cause of stress and mental health issues. So to decide the opposition side, we're going to flip a coin. Yes, so which and that makes it we go to the affirmative, I believe. Opposition, opposition, affirmative. Okay, yes. So yes, yes. So we have our affirmatives as the S1 group, and then the opposition is the Form 3 group. This is the criteria by which these two are going to, these two different beautiful, strong teams are going to be judged. We have one, organization and clarity. For starters, we are all walking out of 10 for each, there are about 5 points, walking out of 10, yes. So for organization and clarity, your viewpoints and responses are outlined both clearly and orderly. Please do take this and note this on your vulnerables. Yes, your viewpoints should be clear and orderly. For very bad, you'll be getting 2. For fair performance, it will be 3 to 5. And like a decent performance will be 6 to 8. For excellent, just beautiful, exquisite, 9 to 10. Yes. Our second will be use of arguments and facts. Your examples and facts are given to support reason, and they must have references, or you will be penalized. Yes. Still 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 10. The use of refusal. Arguments made by the other teams, yes, are responded to and dealt with effectively. Respect, effective, dealing of everything else. Presentation style, tone of voice, use of your gestures, the confidence, level of enthusiasm. These you have to convince us, that you know what you're doing as the audience. So yes, please do take those notes as well. Then we have penalties, respect for partner. Yes, we have our beautiful judges in the house. We have the house and your fellow honorables. So please do remember to respect appropriate language, please. Yes, and no insults. The maximum points will be 50, and the least will be 10. Yes, so in general, you're each walking up to 15. That's the scores. Yes, thank you. Now the order of things, we are going to have our first affirmative, our first speaker, will be Honorable now speaking, yes, and she'll have a crossfire with the third speaker, yes. So when she speaks, the third speaker asks questions. Then we shall have the first speaker from the negation side. Yes, please. And you will also be cross-examined by the third speaker of the affirmative. You take note of this, yes? Then we shall have our second speaker from the affirmative, yes? And you'll be cross-examined by the first of the negation. Yes? Then we shall have our second speaker negation, cross-examined by the first. Yes, you do know this, right? Okay. Then we're going to have our third speaker, the neutral. Their role is to build up on their the receiving points and everything else. The points we're having are points of inquiry, points of information, and points of order. Yes, to the lovely, beautiful audience, you are not allowed to clap. If you do very much fancy a point, snap your fingers or stamp your feet. Please do maintain silence. Let's be respectful, excited. Let's support these people. We have one beautiful class that is Form 3, Form 2. It's Form 2. So, choose the side that you believe, is making points based on this criteria and make, the best. I have Honorable Navapas as host.
Good afternoon, chairperson, judges, speakers, and the house. My name is Nava Kaga, and today we are proposing the motion that examinations are the leading cause of stress and mental illness among students. So, an examination is a formal test of a person's knowledge or proficiency in a skill or a subject. Exams are meant to give you a different perspective on subject material and to test whether you've understood the content taught to you by your teachers. They also provide feedback that can be used to improve your understanding. Now, as we see all of this, exams, however, do affect your mental health and cause a number of stress, and cause stress. They do this through a number of factors. We're going to use hypothetical and literal analysis and case studies. First off, I'd like to start with a scenario. We're going to imagine we have a student, her name is Katie. I'm hoping that but yeah, we're going to have a student, her name is Katie. And Katie is a high school student, she's in S1, and she's studying 12, 11 subjects. She's going to have to read for all these subjects for her end of subject points exam, so that she's able to go through to the next class. And we're going to see it as a domino effect, if I'm to call it that. These number of factors that come hand in hand with the examinations are going to cause Katie a load of stress. So we can look at some of these factors as heavy workload. Katie could have biology, chemistry, history all on the same day. And she's not going to be able to understand any of the subjects that she's reading if she has all of them on the same day. It's just unless you do these ones. And then there's fear of failure. Katie could have this crippling fear of failure, of being inadequate, of feeling like she's not enough. And the only way she can cripple that fear is by performing extravagantly, having amazing grades. So she's going to put an unnecessary amount of stress on herself, and that's going to affect both her physical and mental health. And then we're going to have limited time. Let's say if she has these, if I call them subjects with heavy content, all in a span of 2 to 3 days, then she's not going to have enough time to properly prepare herself because she's going to be limited with lessons and extracurricular activities. So she's not going to have enough time to actually understand and digest what she's reading. As a result, she's going to experience headaches, insomnia, loss of appetite, and impaired concentration, which is going to lead irreparable damage to both her health and her mental state. Now let's take a look at the realistic aspects of things. Sorry. So first off, we have a study, which was the first works of effects on exams, which dates back to the year 1938. I'm just going to extract a bit of the main conclusion from it, which states that the use of exams stimulates achievement to a significant degree, but there is as yet no evidence to show that the achievement persists after 6 weeks. So you're going to read all this content and you're going to digest it and you're going to understand it, but that's only going to last temporarily for the period in which you're doing your exams. After 6 weeks to 3 months, you're going to have forgotten most of it, unless you continuously keep reading. And then also a study conducted in British international schools by the ISC Research highlighted that 83% of teachers feel that exam stress impacts negatively on students' outcomes. So, in addition to affecting your mental and physical health, the stress that's put on you by examinations can also affect your grades, which is what you're stressing over, but ironically, it's what's affected as well. And then we take a look at a survey by the Association of Schools and College Leaders. It concludes that 82% of head teachers reported stress and anxiety levels are higher than that of the pre-pandemic, which shows that students are even more stressed than when they came back from the pandemic and they hadn't been reading for about, is it 2 years? And just the last case study, in England, waves of 96 people on average under the ages of 19 take their lives every day. These self-killings skyrocketed in September, April, and May, which we know as the GCSE examination months. Based on this analysis, is based on Dean Campbell of the Health Policy Editor, Thursday, 15th July 2017. Now, we have to ask ourselves a crucial question. If exams really are that big of a problem, how are we going to fix that? How are we going to tackle this problem? So one way we can take advantage of the positive effects and decrease the negative ones is by using an array or a multitude of different assessment methods to carry out assessments. We can try oral ones, we can try written ones, we can try multi-choice, we can try quizzes to see what best suits each child. So we see that Albert Einstein, one of the philosophers, or the great philosophers, wrote that everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it's going to live its whole life being stupid. We know that a fish was born with the ability to swim, and we know that judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree is actually quite rudimentary. It doesn't make any sense. This proves that you cannot judge a child's intelligence based on an all-round questionnaire or approach. It's actually referred to in an influential essay called An Educational Allegory, written under pen name Aesop Jr. and published in the Journal of Education in 1898. It emphasizes the absurdity of using a single inflexible standard. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Nabo. Now we are going to
Okay, there is a communication from one of the judges.
When I ring the first bell, all speakers, that will symbolize that you're left with 1 minute. When I ring the second time, your time will be up.
Thank you so very much, our dear timekeeper. We are now going to have our cross-examination by our third speaker from the negation side, which is Honorable Trevor. Are you the third speaker? Honorable Diana.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you all. I'm here to ask Honorable Naga a few questions. So you said in the students were less stressed in the pre-pandemic than they are now. But between that period, students had online lessons and they were encouraged to attend in order to keep up with their academics.
That's an amazing point. Thank you. But not every single child was provided with the resources to be able to attend those lessons. was not provided with the resources to be able to attend those lessons. So therefore, some was more stressed out than others because they had missed out on every single thing, which the more privileged children got to, but had an advantage over the others.
So you also say the point about multi-choice questions, quizzes, and that these are simpler, but examinations are supposed to test your thinking if you really understood the concept and you can write from your head, not just giving you a set of questions and you have a set of answers, sorry. You have to pick the right one. You have to think and remember what the teacher has told you.
Well, Honorable Diana, you actually have to think as well to answer the multi-choice questions. You can't just circle a random answer and expect it to be correct. You're going to have to first read and revise and understand the subject material taught to you. Otherwise, it's not going to make any sense. And it's proven scientifically from the IAEF Research Organization that quizzes and multi-choice questions enable students to enhance their learning and also and also advance the consolidarity of the mind.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. We are now going to have our first negation speaker, Honorable Anne. Please do come take the floor.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, judges, my fellow speakers, and the House at large. My name is Anna Senyonjo, and I'm strongly opposing the motion that exams are the leading cause of mental stress and mental health issues in students' schools. The motion is basically stating that examinations are the biggest reason why most students have depression, anxiety, disorders, and everything. And I'm here to oppose, saying that yes, examinations do lead to stress, but they're not the biggest cause because so many people around here are suffering from so many things, so many family problems, personal problems, friendship issues, and examinations are just adding on to that stress. They are not the main reason. So examination is a formal test or on a person's knowledge, and mental health is a state of health of one's body, of someone's body's mind. So my first point is basically stating that students suffer from family issues. Most students here don't have a very good family background. Most students here suffer from, let's say, their parents have died or their parents are divorcing. So there's also that stress that comes onto them. Maybe most of them can think that, oh, I'm the reason why my mom and dad are divorcing, or I'm the reason why they are breaking up. So most students here have that stress from their family, and the school just adds on to them. I'd also like to state that approximately 1 in 5 young people experience mental health diseases in form of anxiety, depression, according to the World Health Organization. This basically states that the most causes are basically toxic friendships. We also have most people in university have part-time jobs. So most of them have that stress of making money, trying to live, and trying to provide for themselves because most of their families don't provide for them in university. The focus that we're focusing on end of term exams, GCEs, Uganda examination. So we're focusing on the exams that have the most pressure on students because most students have pressure on end of year exams, but exams are not the biggest reason why they have that stress. Students students can suffer from toxic friendships. Most of your friends here are not real friends. They cause you stress. They cause you problems. And most people here date in school. So you can't 100% agree that, oh, all my friends I have around me don't cause me problems. Because we have to be honest here, most of us aren't real friends to our friends because they're problems that add on stress. And we have most people like to get into relationships early thinking that since they are 16, 17, 18, they can start dating. But the stress that comes onto that to provide for your girlfriend, or my boyfriend needs this, or I haven't provided my boyfriend for this long, I'm bringing my boyfriend, it all comes into your mind and also causes you a lot of stress. And the exams just add on to that. Exams are not the main reason why most students have stress in school. I'd also like to give my other point that a survey conducted by the mental health charity Young Minds in 2021 found that 40% of students suffer from mental health issues due to the environment of the school. Most of our schools don't provide us a good environment. You can be in a school and the teachers treat you badly, or the teachers harass you, or someone's harassing you in school. So most of that also adds on to your stress because you're not only thinking about your exam, you're thinking about this one teacher is disturbing me, he's over disturbing me, not disturbing me to get into books, but we have to be honest that in Uganda we have had approximately 250 cases in the past months about teachers forcing their students to give them what they want just for books. So yes, your teachers can add on to that stress, but not for books, for personal issues. Because most of the teachers in Uganda, their wives don't provide for them. Because why would you come to a student if your wife can't provide for you? So that's why most of them come to students. As a person, because you can fail an exam, but you can still be successful in life. Yes, most people have that mindset that they can fail and they won't do anything. But there's so many jobs that don't require you to have a certificate to do jobs. You can start your own online business. They don't need you to get a certificate or let's say I finished my university in this and this. They really don't need that. So you can decide to start your online business. You can decide to trade at a young age, and you can build yourself up. So another point I'd like to make is that it's about them. So it gives them to think that they are not good enough. That is not making me good enough. Into most students' minds that they are not good enough to do a specific